Welcome back to the Ironman Completionist Series, the series where we redefine efficiency by working on completionist and collection log content from a brand new, fresh Ironman account. Our current major goal at the moment is knocking out Mage Training Arena, greenlogging that, and getting it out of the way early to grab ourselves 80 plus magic, best in slot fashionscape, as well as some other goodies. This goal is a perfect example of the spirit of this account because if we were to go back to MTA, say after maxing and having a bunch of high level gear, the rewards would be pretty much meaningless, but at this stage in the game, they're actually game changing. So last episode we spent preparing for Guardians of the Rift, which we're going to use to collect runes for MTA. And we took a quick detour to go grab the Baronite Mace, our new best in slot melee weapon, and greenlogged Cambazole along the way. In this episode, our primary goal is going to be to try out Guardians of the Rift and do that until we get 65 runecrafting. 65 because at 65 you can start making death runes, and we are quite a ways off of Morning's End Part 2, which is a requirement for death runes. And so the plan is going to be to get 65 runecrafting at Guardians of the Rift. We're going to be very short on the rune requirements that we need. We want to get 65 and then reevaluate and create a plan for how we're going to get the rest of those runes, whether that be knocking out the quest so we can keep doing Guardians of the Rift, or maybe buying the runes. We'll figure that out once we get there. We're also going to be working on a few other side goals as well. I'd like to knock out some diaries that are going to help me with farming. If you saw the last episode, our farming is really zooming along because we got a ton of seeds from episode 1. If you haven't seen that already, definitely go check out episode 1. However, I haven't really been able to start doing herb runs properly. Last episode, we also did Ghost Ahoy and got the Ecto file, but I'm still missing a lot of teleports and a lot of patch unlocks, so that's something I want to slowly start working on as well. So this is an exciting episode. I know I had a lot of fun at Guardians of the Rift. Let's get into it. So today where we're picking up, we're doing a big farm run, fruit trees, hardwoods, etc. But we just need to do Temple of the Eye and then we're ready to go on the Guardians of the Rift. I've never done it before, so I'm looking forward to picking it up and figuring it out. And I think the runecrafting goal for today's episode is going to be 65. And then we're going to have some decisions to make. At that point, do we want to stop to go do Morning's End Part 2? Or do we want to just keep going to get some more natures and laws to finish off MTA? Do we want to go buy them? We have some decisions to make at that point. Then I'm going to be working on some other quests and stuff on the side to break up the grind. Primarily quests and diaries that are going to help me with farming. I have a bunch of herb seeds from farming contracts, but primarily Wintertod, and I'd love to be able to start using those, but I'm a bit limited in teleports and patch access, etc. Hey, 56 farming. So a couple things I'd like to work on. Not sure if I'm going to complete them in this episode, but I'd like to work on the Arty medium diary for the teleports, as well as the Lumbridge medium diary. There's a few quests and whatnot I have to get out of the way for those as well as the Kurend and Kandarin medium diaries. Those are going to give me extra herb yield, as well as the Kurend diary giving me a disease-free patch. Speaking of diaries, there's a medium Karamja task. And working on those diaries are going to help us get some more quests up, but we are making good quest progress. 111 quest points, 60 quests done. It's coming along, but I'd like to be able to do the quest little by little so we don't just have a one big questing episode for Barrow's Gloves. So that is the plan for today. Let's finish up this farm run, do a birdhouse run, and let's get to it. And that should give us 57 farming, excuse me. And now we can grow papayas. Those would be nice to grow, but I don't have any seeds. I only have normal tree seeds. Climb rope emote unlocked. All those emotes are also comp requirements. And 40 hunter, by the way. Since I have high construction, I might as well build these stash units whenever I get clue steps for them. You know, just knock them out little by little. 58 farming. 59 farming. Well, it wasn't that interesting of a quest, perhaps. I think similarly to the Giants Foundry one, it was kind of just like a tutorial for the minigame, which is okay. I mean, it serves its purpose, but anyways, with that extra 5k runecrafting XP, that gets us up to level 32. 44 hunter, and that is an important level because now we can make maple birdhouse. All right, let's get into this. I watched a couple of guides. I think I know what I need to do. I got my setup with the Varrock armor here, rune pickaxe. The pouches I think are going to be my primary issue. Because I don't have NPC contact, I have to spend pearls on fixing them. So I think that's going to be a little bit of an issue. We might have to take some breaks, and we might just be forced to every now and then. I guess I could run to the Abyss too. Maybe do like a birdhouse run and come back or something. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. All right, level 45, first nature runes on the account. 31 down, 13,000 to go. All right, pouch broke again, but that's perfect timing because that right there is 50 rune crafting. And so now after this, we'll finish up this game, go do a farm run and stuff, and then we'll come back and pull our first rewards, hopefully get our large pouch with it, which I think is pretty common, and see what else we can get. Maybe we can get spooned. All right, but before we pull the rewards, I do want to take a quick look at the runes tab because I just want to see what I actually crafted versus what we're going to get from the rewards. I want to see the before and after. Looks like we might have made about 500 nature runes or so far, a couple of cosmic runes, as well as yellow. I mean, nothing much to write home about, but I want to see what it looks like after we pull the rewards as well. All right, we got 30 rewards to pull here, so let's go ahead and pull this out, see what we get. It's pretty low chance, I think, that we get lucky, but we'll see what happens. This mini game's actually, I've been having a lot of fun with this. I remember on large pouch right away. That's nice to see, as well as, man, these runes are really nice. Laws and no way. That's super rare, I think. I mean, kind of useless to us right now, but I'm pretty sure that's a rare and that's a collection log slot. I was saying, and then we got the intricate pouch as well. That's also a collection log slot. Nice. And those, I think, inside of them, opening them, there's a collection log slot or two. Okay. I got faked out there, but it's just the pearls. Okay. I was saying that I've been having a lot of fun with this, though. It's pretty fun. I could definitely see us going for 99 or greenlog down the line. Like it really doesn't seem like it would be too bad of a grind. Having a lot of fun. Okay, we got the diary. That's not a collection log slot. I guess not. I guess it just goes in your house. And otherwise, okay. So that's our pulls. Looks pretty good. I mean, in terms of runes and stuff like that. I don't know if I wasted any of those though. And yeah, I guess this book is just for the house, but an extra couple hundred natures and laws. So no complaints there. All right, before we open up these 3 pouches, let's go ahead and take a look at the collection log real quick. So as you can see, we got 45 pearls. That's really just a drop in the bucket, but the lost bag and the locket here, those are 2 collection log slots that I need to get from these bags. And otherwise we got a long ways to go. But so let's try those out, see what we get. Okay, soul runes, that's actually really good. Chaos runes, okay. And death runes. Okay, I mean, no complaints there. I'm sure we'll get plenty more of those and get those out of the way, but especially soul runes, I think, are more and more important nowadays. And you can't make them on a traditional altar like you can with, I think they changed blood runes, right? That you can go run blood runes normally, but you still can't do that with soul runes, so that's really nice to collect. All right, this is a little painful, but we need to spend, I think we need to do this, spend 25 pearls on unlocking the ability to repair our pouches here because we don't have NPC contact. That's okay, we can justify it because it's a permanent unlock, so I'm going to call it a comp requirement and call it a day. Oh, nice. Hespori seed. That's going to come in handy very soon. 61 farming. 62 farming. All right, I decided it was time to take a quick detour, do some of these Kuren quests, which are a requirement for the medium diary, and that is the first one, Depths of Despair. And there is the Tale of the Righteous. And that's the Queen of Thieves done. And last but not least, the Forsaken Tower, 500 smithing XP. Hell yeah. These quests overall, they're a little bit of running around and stuff, but they're pretty quick. And that's the Kuren Easy Diary. We're going to use that lamp on prayer. That is the Kuren Easy Diary done. That's important. It gives me some teleports and stuff, but most importantly, it halves the drop of this Eric's Talisman. So once I get 40 prayer, we're definitely going to go grab that. I actually can't, despite doing the quest, I can't do the medium just yet because I still need 53 hunters. So we're going to have to wait a little bit for the birdhouse XP to come in. "54 runecrafting, big level right there, because that means that we can now make law runes. I think once my pouch degrades again, I'm going to need to go get a pearl anyways, and then we'll use up the points we've got so far. Oh shoot, I missed it, but that was 57 crafting. Nice. All right, first law runes. Good to go. I only need like another 5,000 of these, so... All right, that's that. We got to repair our pouch, so we need to grab a pearl to do that, but let's go pull a few rewards and do a farm run, I guess. All right, 27 more pulls. Let's see if we can get lucky. This minigame is actually really fun. I've been enjoying myself so far. So I am curious. I think we are going to be quite short on runes once we get to level 65. So I'm curious to see where that leaves us off, but I'm having a lot of fun so far, so I'm enjoying this, and it's actually going very quickly. All right, we got a lot of pearls that time around, so that's good to see. But otherwise, the runes are pretty mediocre, and only one intricate pouch. Oh, okay. Let's see. Shoot, I don't think I can do this because I don't think the Fairy Queen is awake. But hey, we're up to 105 pearls, almost halfway to the first outfit piece. No, yeah, Fairy Queen's right there, so we can't talk to her. That's a shame. There's a lot of good stuff we could get from Hard Clues. 56 rune crafting. Missed it, but that was 57 rune crafting. Alright, gotta repair my pouches again, so I had to leave. Let's do a few more claims. Early on here, I'm going to do this pretty frequently because if I do get lucky on either the needle or the lantern, both of those would increase my points significantly. So I just want to keep coming out and doing this every now and then. No dice, but 300 nature runes is really good. We got one more intricate. Oh, yes! Oh, I can't wear that yet, but that is sick. I don't think we're ever going to get the opportunity to wear that, but that is absolutely sick. And worst case scenario, if we collect some more, it's a 60k high alch. 100 nature runes is really nice. So if we're checking out on the rune collection, we're up to about 1,000 cosmics and laws and about 2,500 natures. So it looks like we might, if we're lucky, be like halfway there to our rune goals. So I really don't know how far we're going to make it, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. 58 rune crafting. 59 rune crafting. Alright, quick 17 more rewards, so maybe we can get lucky this time. Tell you what, this game is really coming along and I am enjoying it, like I think I mentioned a few times. I definitely could see myself coming back once I have, you know, like a dragon pickaxe, the quest done, and maybe doing an early 99 rune crafting, which sounds insane, but I definitely could see myself doing it. And honestly, oh, check that out. I don't think that's particularly useful, but we'll take it. Now, I think the only way that this is going to come to bite me in the ass again is if I actually want to recolor the outfit later on. I know you can exchange the dyes now, so if you had like several of one, then you can exchange them so you have 4 of the same color for the outfit. But regardless, I think by the time we finish, I think there's a pretty good chance that we could get another 4. However, if we don't and we don't get the recolor, I don't know if I'm super beat up about that as long as we get the collection log slots. And so without selling, we were actually at a total of 240 pearls, which I believe is relatively lucky. Anyways, we're going to utilize that tomorrow, but for the time being, I'm going to do a farm run, go to bed, get back to some AFK grinds, and then maybe tomorrow we'll pick up some more of the quests and whatnot. 63 farming, almost to 65. 64 farming. Ooh, hard clue and what I could actually do. Let's go check that out. And 49 hunter, just picture that pop up right there. All right, that's the third step of this clue. Currently, I can't actually do that clue, but all I need is an 8 of the hierarchy, and we have all the requirements for that. So we just need to collect some items because there's a ton of items that you need for that quest. So we got to go grab those, but I think we should knock that out, do a quick detour. These guys are weak to crush, so we're getting some good use out of that Baronite Mace. See, I told you guys that would come in handy. We're killing these Chaos Dwarves because, well, for two reasons. I need a Mithril Bar. Well, I guess that's one reason, but there's two outcomes. They drop Mithril Bars, and they also drop Muddy Keys, which will give me a loot from the chest in the wilderness. And either or, the Muddy Key also gives me a guaranteed Mithril Bar, and it's a requirement for the Wildy Diary. So, and holy shit, he is eating through me. Okay, maybe I should have brought magic to safe spot these guys, but whatever. I shouldn't need to kill a ton of them. And speak of the devil, first kill. Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll head to the wilderness, loot that. We'll get our Mithril Bar, and it'll also be a diary requirement. All right, knocking out two birds with one stone right here. There we go, medium task done, and we got 2 Mithril Bars. So before doing the 8 of the hierarchy, I decided to just real quick knock out Shades of Morton. Reason being is it's just going to make everything in this whole area a lot faster. The 8 of the hierarchy, when I want to go do the Haunted Mine, if I want to do Barrows, having access to that teleport's really nice. And hey, Herblore XP and an Herblore level. Can't complain about that. Alright, still can't kill the Ceradomus Wizard even. I think I'll have to come back with perhaps Prey Mage and Melee or something like that. Alright, time to try again with the Chad setup. That's what I call this. Elemental Shield is just to reduce the magic accuracy a bit. Oh, okay. Oh shit, I got comboed out with a poison. Alright, let's finish off the quest. I'll come back with Prey Mage. We are definitely hanging on to this clue though. I can do that. Just need probably Prey Mage. Maybe we do a few more quests for the attack levels. I can grab a DDS or something. 57 mining. I've just been mining some of this volcanic ash for compost, and I think we're at a pretty good number though. Like I realize that this becomes a lot faster as you get higher mining levels, so it's not like we want to just go mine out 100,000 of this right now, right? So I figure this is a pretty good chunk. I mean, this will make like 700 ultra compost or something like that, so I think around here is a decent place to stop. That should make like 700 ultra compost or something like that. So, but I'm sure once we have like 90 something mining, we'll come back and crank out, I don't know, like 50k of these. Quick beginner clue. Can we break the dry? No, we're not breaking any dry streaks. Oh my god, that temple trekking bit took forever to go through. Look, he even finished all his food there. Obviously my stats and like my damage with this setup is not very good, so I tried to get the vampires to aggro on me with rings of recoil too, but they kept wanting to attack this guy. That was a pain. Alright, that was a little bit more work than I expected, and also we didn't actually end up completing the clue scroll, so we'll have to revisit that once we get Prey Mage maybe. But anyways, that's 8 of the hierarchy. Important request regardless, and hey, there's 44 attack, 34 defense. There we go. Now we can go kill the Ceradomus Mage, right? Alright, another beginner clue. I am now more than double drop rate on... Alright, another beginner clue quick. I am more than double dry on any unique. I have 0 collection log slots. And that continues. I believe it's 1 in 11 or like 1 in 12 for getting anything from beginner clues. We're grinding that IRL GP, but we got 80 wood cutting. Oops, just missed it, but that was 60 rune crafting, 5 levels to go. All right, we got 21 more pulls. Let's check in on the progress. We're almost to level 61, but also pouches broke again. Need to grab the pearl. So I'm pretty sure I've decided that after 65, we're not going to keep doing this now for the time being. I have a different idea in mind for getting the rest of the runes I need. The reason being is that this, I feel like, benefits so much from having a dragon pickaxe, lunars, etc., that I'd really like to come back. This is what the rune stack's looking like. You know, it's coming along, but we're still going to be a long ways off of what we need for MTA. So with all that being said, yes, I think we're going to stop at 65, but I could see myself coming back to greenlog this, maybe even get 99 rune crafting in the relatively near future. The reason being is because ever since I've come back, I've done a lot of research on the new content that's come out since I've been gone. And in terms of Ironman resources, it feels like runes is going to be my biggest limiting factor. It feels like herbs and seeds and a bunch of other resources are just so easy to come by nowadays. It's just a non-issue. But runes, especially in the late game, I think we're going to be in really, really high demand. For all the new Arceus spells, I don't remember the names of, you know, the Shadow, the Scythe. Obviously, that's really late game. But there's just a bunch of stuff, and I feel like it's going to be really valuable to have a nice stash of runes relatively early in the game. But I think before coming back to do a greenlog, we definitely want to go get a dragon pickaxe, do those other quests, get lunars, that kind of thing. 61 rune crafting. 62 rune crafting. All right, time for another recharge. Looking at the collection log quick, I mean, we're still a ways off of the drop rate of the needle. Needle is 1 in 300. We're at 111, and this will be 19. But I think it's worth it to keep doing this because if we do, that would... Wait, is that it? Oh my god, what a troll. Oh my, that's gotta be a relatively rare like troll drop. I gotta look this up. Hold on a second. Nice bonus level coming in here from both the birdhouse runs and the rune crafting. That is 50. Oh no, what a troll. Hold on a second. There we go. That is 58 crafting. Can you imagine? Isn't like one of the big early game grinds usually getting, what is it, 60 or 61 that I think that you need for lunar diplomacy, and we're already like almost there. I'm pretty sure we got it banked. That's another good reason I'd say for going for the early Guardians of the Rift greenlog. And another really important level here, 65 farming. That now means we can do a Spory. We have access to the second area in the farming guild. I would say now I can kind of chill on the farming. I've been doing farming kind of religiously to get up to this point, but now I would say I can chill on it a little bit. Like the XP is going to come in kind of passively, and the unlocks come when they do. Gives us a new herb patch, a new tree patch, all sorts of stuff. So I bet that's hype. I would say right about now, we're probably going to start doing some proper herb runs. I still am missing some of the teleports and whatnot that I need, but I think we're good to go. If I take a look at the list of patches real quick, I have access to 7 patches, which is definitely not insignificant. I don't have the best teleports yet, but I do have ultra compost and stuff, so I do think it's worth doing. Maybe not super religiously, maybe just kind of casually. We still have a lot of unlocks to go there, but I think we need to get started on that. All right, time to plant our first Hesperia. It's probably going to be a bit before we can actually kill it. Probably need a DSIM and some other stuff, but I think with a DSIM we could probably do it. So anyways, it'll be ready for us when we get there. And what you see here is our herb seeds. Looking pretty solid for sure. I have a Snapdragon seed contract, so I'm going to take that. And then I think Irits is what I'm going to start off with. I don't have access to a lot of disease-free patches just yet, and Irits aren't really a big deal if I lose them. Also in the early game, Irits are really good Herblore XP just because you can just buy the secondary. So I think that's a good place to start. Well, I apologize. I missed that again, though. I'm just too much in the rhythm of doing this, but that's 64 rune crafting, 1 level to go. I'm saving all my points, by the way, so we'll do one last check at the end here. There it is, 65 rune crafting. So this will be our last game. We would see quite diminishing returns if we were to keep going from here, not being able to make death runes. All right, let's go do these last pulls, 42 of them. Overall, as I've stated, pretty fun minigame. No complaints here, but we definitely need to come back. So we are going to be short on runes. I'll check how many we have in a second, but we are quite short. And I've decided I'm just going to buy the rest of them. So I was looking, I should have plenty enough GP. I probably almost had enough GP to do it just from the get-go if I wanted to do it that way. I think this is overall a good detour to take, but yeah, I think I had like 5 something mil from Wintertodt, and if I wanted to buy all of the runes, it would have been like 4. So we'll take a look at what we got right now and see how much it's going to cost me. But it should take a chunk out of our cash stack, but probably not deplete us all the way. But let's open 3 of these pouches quick. We can get some collection logs. Okay, that's nice. Lamp. Blood runes. More blood runes. Right on. Oh, this lamp goes in any XP? Oh, I thought this was just runecrafting XP. Oh, okay. That was underwhelming. Okay, so it's like a normal like genie lamp or something. So definitely not bad, this stash of runes. I think we might be almost good on cosmics. I'll probably buy a few extras anyways because they're pretty inexpensive. But let me do some calculations quick. Okay, after doing some rough calculations, it looks like getting the rest of the runes we need is probably going to cost us about 2.5 mil. So that's going to leave us a little bit shorter on cash than I anticipated. But as you can see, I have plenty of resources and whatnot. I'm sure there's other ways I can get cash, so I'm not too concerned about that. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode. So I'm looking forward to, well, actually, I'm really not looking forward to grinding out Mage Training Arena, but we want to get it out of the way, get it done early. It's going to have the most benefit to our account right now. I'd like to, take a look, review quick at the collection log. I think that new interface would be a good overview to look at what we've accomplished in the episode. So this goes back, but these are the collection log slots we picked up. Not a ton of slots today, but obviously making a bunch of progress. 65 rune crafting, and I definitely do think that we'll come back to this in the relatively near future once we get the proper unlocks to grind this out. But it's actually a pretty fun mini game. So I remember on my main lamping all the way up to like 70 rune crafting just to avoid it. So it's definitely been a revolution. Also, I wanted to mention that we've been discussing starting a clan in the Discord. I didn't realize that OSRS does clans now, but if you'd be interested in participating in that, join the Discord and we'll chat about it there. But anyways, if you've enjoyed the series, please subscribe and follow along for more. Again, we'll be grinding out MTA next episode, getting that S tier fashionscape unlocked. So stay tuned for that and have a good one. Bye.